Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here. This is Monsters and Memories December playtest. I'm kind of starting straight from the beginning really, so you can see the beginning. Human Inquisitor. Inquisitors weren't that fleshed out previously from a skill spell point of view, so I'm just going to give it a go. So one of the classes I found the most interesting, like a cross between a warrior and an enchanter. So kind of expanding on the EverQuest hybrids. But traits. Oh, okay, this is new. Oh, that's interesting. Not quite sure what these skills do particularly at the moment. Well, apart from the obvious, obviously. What's the diviner skill? What does that do? I'm not sure. Well, let's add some... So you can add 4. Let's add some strength. Defender. Let's add defender. Enchanter. I think that's crafting, actually. 1 major non-combat. Infravision, I'm not sure if that's actually a massive thing at the moment. Survivalist. Let's go blacksmith. Ultravision. Named after Hawk the Slayer, OBS. Here we go. That's different from previously. The attribute adds and the skill choices. It's quite good. I guess we'll see how many people are playing. See if we can actually get a game without it being too much of an issue. Okay. All right. We've got a couple of skills to describe. First of all, Torment, which I think was a damage spell. Oh, we've got 3 skills and a trainee book and a torn note. I'm not quite sure. I don't know where the Inquisitor trainer is anymore. Oh, so brawn, was that what we chose previous? Was that what we chose from? So it's like a quick strength boost. Torment. Yeah, I quite like the idea of this class, that kind of combination of... I'm hoping it might be quite a good... Purifying Blow. What does that do? Yeah, I like the... I'm hoping this might be quite a good dungeon crawling tank. I'm honestly not 100% sure what the... how the feeling is from a class point of view. I think I've mentioned this before, but I've really come to dislike... I've really come to dislike MMO design to a certain extent, where things are where people are just kind of trainee spell book. Seek out Jafar in the Spellbinder's Spire, Night Harbour's Sageside District. Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel that MMO designers, like modern MMO designers, got to that point where I've said it before, where developers are more interested in thinking, how can we not allow a player to do this, rather than thinking, oh, that's cool, like, you know, as from an EverQuest, as what happened with EverQuest. I feel too much nerfing, too much changing, too much, or I don't like that. You know, I understand there needs to be like a balance and stuff, but I much prefer the EverQuest style of design, where if a player can work out how to do something, even if it was not intentional, it doesn't actually make it a bad thing, or something that needs to be, nerfed. Inquisitor Spell Merchant. Yeah, so this is kind of what I had in mind for this character with the Inquisitor. It would be nice to see some, I guess what you would call, rather than kind of just it being just an EverQuest in warrior with enchanter spells, like something else more going on. I always thought Inquisition. I always thought it'd be quite good to have some skills for this class around Inquisition-y kind of stuff. Even if it was like just a flavour thing, you know, where you got. I don't know if anyone remembers Lord of the Rings Online, but like the burglar. So like their mesmerise spell would be like it was like a riddle. It's almost like you're telling them a riddle and they're confused by it. So I think it would be quite cool if. Very well met. You've arrived safely on I'm indeed who you seek. Okay. Petrogyle we need to find out. Yeah, so some skills, even if some of the spell flavouring was a bit around Inquisitioning kind of thing. So like the stun spell or the mesmerise spell was flavoured around that kind of thing, rather than it just being stun spell. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of a... we're looking for... I love the lighting. It's really nice. Spellblade looked quite interesting as well, or it did last time. It's like, I think it's like a warrior wizard kind of thing. That would be quite interesting. I always feel that MMOs in general, though, like healing is such a big thing. So if you wanted to play like a hybrid, and maybe you were going to be soloing a bit, you know, I'm not quite sure why you wouldn't pick a Paladin or a Shadow Knight, I guess. But this maybe the Inquisitor would be more of a group-orientated tank role. Okay. So where's... oh, what's her face? I was going to stream this on Twitch, actually, because I'd assume that that's where everyone is streaming on Twitch. But, you know, whatever. Nice night sky. Feels a bit low resi at the moment, but... remember the first time I played the game and I logged in, and you used to start right over near the front gate, and you logged in and you were basically facing this castle on the hillside here, this tower, and I thought it was super atmospheric. It's a great place to start. I felt that where I just started is not particularly interesting. Like it really, like logging in at that location and facing the tower and seeing it in the distance, like it really stuck with me. Whereas starting where I just started, just felt a bit meh. Oh, there she is. It's very rude. Handing it into your back. Let's see if it might be better off. I'll increase the UI scale a bit. Funny, when I increase the UI scale there, it's moving stuff that way. So these are moving that way, so I'm having to make sure they're still on the screen. Okay, so we've got her targeted. If we type in "I'm not familiar," I do not know what these stones do. These stones are magically imbued, enabling us to see through certain minor illusions. Okay. Okay. I see. Now the UI scale for some reason has pushed my inventory off the screen, so I'm having to move it over here and put the scale back up again. There we go. Yeah, have to be something that's rather than scaling it up, it's kind of moving some of it sideways. I guess if it was locked, maybe that would be the difference. If I lock it and change the scale, that would probably make more sense. So I have done this quest before. I'm not sure if it's the same, but we need to go to the inn and follow some dudes. And no, I think that's maybe where we... Oops. Yeah, follow some dudes and get some spikes. Kind of going, am I going the wrong way here? Possibly, but that's fine. We don't mind going the wrong way. What's the rush? What's the rush, eh? Oh, I think we are going the wrong way, actually. That's right, though. I think full damage is not a thing at the moment, so let's just do that. There we go. Did we get a... Oh, yeah. A seer bag. Maybe we'll go and get level 2 first. Maybe. Okay. Warmth of the campfire. It's a buff building up, maybe, but it doesn't tell me what it does. Oh, thank you, Saggy. It's very, very kind of you. I wonder what the campfire thing does. Sweet. Like, just to pointing out things as I'm playing, one of the things I find, not just I found with this, but also EverQuest is like, I guess, how do you deal with the? I mean, maybe it's just maybe it's an age thing. I'm not using the skills. You know, but I've honestly reached that point now where I don't particularly want to faff around camping one mob spawn because there's too many people and not enough mobs. I really hope that's something that future MMOs look at. You know, doing it on WoW on the Season of Discovery. Did it on Project Qualm when it came out. I know that maybe it's a thing and it's what people do and they don't mind doing it. I don't know. It should be about fun primarily. I don't think those things are particularly fun. I think it's going back to kind of what I've spoken about before. You know, we talk about these kind of things being, well, they're just part of a classic MMO, but does anyone like them really? I don't know. Interesting, Brawn's got a 5-minute cooldown. Holy smokes. Be interesting to see then if strength has what sort of impact strength has. Because I know, like in EverQuest, for example, strength didn't have an immediate impact in the sense that you know, it would make you hit for your maximums better, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to increase my strength now because it's going to have a massive impact. Maybe strength has a bigger impact in Monsters of Memories, so using that buff when you need it, you know, you get noticeable strength, a noticeable strength increase. Not sure. I just don't know. And I know that there's probably a lot in this video that people are gonna disagree with, but yeah, it's one of the reasons why I just stopped playing Project Qualm. Really, I don't want to spend my time running around trying to kill half a dozen mobs while 500 other people are trying to do it. It's just not. I don't care if it's the classic experience anymore. I'm just not, you know. Hello. I think I'm locked at 60 frames per second at the moment. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Doesn't look like there is anyway. But it's a solid 60. It's interesting, the balance now between producing a classic MMO and staying true to the formula, but you know, maybe allowing some quality of life things that yeah. Let's have a look. That's another thing as well that some games do. Why can't I open the menu system? While I'm meditating. Just looking to see if there's a way for me to bind my sit down this thing. I think I'd like to maybe come into the next new MMO that I play and just try something different instead of just playing the same classes that I play all the time. I think kind of like tanky type classes I keep wanting to try, but yeah, I played Inquisitor before. It wasn't particularly fleshed out last time I played it. But I guess what I was talking about earlier, I guess at the end of the day, you know, the player base tells you what's the right amount of this or that or whatever. The player base clearly told games like Shroud of the Avatar and Embers Adrift that wasn't what they wanted. So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, that's the proof in the pudding is your player base essentially. This is Monsters and Memories, this one, mate. A couple of devs who worked on EQ are kind of like the main force behind it, I think. Sean, anyway. Mate, how you doing? I think it's just for this. It's just this weekend. Ooh, Venom Sack. Remember in EverQuest, Venom Sacks used to be worth quite a lot. Maybe you can use them for a recipe or something at some point. Taking a lot of damage at the moment. Yeah, you can play it now. I think it's up until this evening American time. Although this is actually an EU server, which was good to see. So I've got a candle that you activate by right clicking, and it looks like it burns out. That's a nice, I like that. It's a nice feature. What did I drop there? Let's leave that for now. Okay, so we're going to try and do the quest now. I'm not sure if the inn is in the same place, but I'll move that way. I've picked up loads of junk, which, yeah. There's quite a lot of different factions and stuff in the game, so it looks like the faction system is going to be very detailed, which is cool. It's always a good thing. I'd like to see factions interacting with with each other as they do in EverQuest and whatnot. It's the Necromancer Shadow Knight Guild, or it used to be anyway. There's rangers and druids and shaman over that way. Looks like it's still the same. I like the idea of a goblin shaman. I quite like the idea of that in EverQuest, actually. Obviously, it was never a thing, but, you know. I think this is the main drag. I think so. Yep. It was around here. It was around here. I like the dwarf model. Dwarf Paladin, I reckon, might be a nice one. I was hoping the dwarves could be Beastmasters. I'm not quite sure they wouldn't be able to be, but they're not anyway. Now for this quest we need to follow some dudes. Is this one of the dudes we need to follow? I can't remember. I think it is these guys. These are the bad guys. Right, we'll follow this guy. What used to happen was they would stop somewhere, and I think you would look or search and you would find let's do that. Or a goblin Beastmaster, like this one, with the rat pet. Not sure if there's any other pets in the game. It was only rats before. Someone who's doing secretive stuff, he's not very aware of his surroundings, this bloke. What's going on around him. Not even sure if this is one of the people we're supposed to follow. I think it's these dudes, this faction. Is that East Timnite? Is that how it's supposed to be pronounced? Yeah, it's definitely got that kind of feeling around it, isn't it? I think she said that there's one who maybe doesn't stop. Who doesn't stop and leave a spike, and we have to take the spike from them. So I guess this might be the... This might be that one. So, no, he's always going down an alleyway. Hello. There we go. Let's at least make out we're being sneaky. So I think if we look, maybe. You see a spike embedded in a wall? Take spike. So you can't... I've done this before, but I don't know. I thought it was... can't take the spike. Cannot take that. I've got to get the spike, haven't I? Is that right for this quest? I don't know. I'm sure that's what I did before. I think you look and you see the spike and then you remove spike. Nope. Ah, okay. Let's get rid of some of this junk. Cool, so we've got a spike. What was, I guess, more realistic, and it's still the same, but kind of a bit more frustrating, is that unlike EverQuest, where a what are they called? Where a vendor would buy everything from you, irrespective of what it was. You have to find certain vendors. Oh, blimey, the money's stingy, isn't it? Holy smoke. I thought I'd have enough silver for that. No way. Let's see if I can sell this spear. Huh? Oh, yeah. 25 copper. Holy smokes. Fair enough. That's tight. Tight as an ass chuff, that is. Okay. Let's go and find the second dude we've got to follow. Bit of first person. So I'm not sure what this is all about yet, but I like these vendors just because of the fact that it kind of tells me there's going to be animal taming in the game, which I'll be all over like a nasty rash. I think what happens is there are some dudes that spawn here and then they go off. So we probably need to wait around for them to spawn again, I reckon. Let's do that. Let's see how we're in. Sells or buys. Nothing. Okay. So over here, there's a rest option. A little while ago it told me that I was starting to feel tired. again, you know, I know people probably like it, but I do hope this is not going to be an Embers Adrift thing, where you had to keep going. You had to keep going back to an Embers ring every now and again. I hated it. It was just a way of breaking up your gameplay. I don't want to be out in the world and doing a gameplay loop, and I start, you know, and I don't know, I start to lose abilities or stats or something because I've got to go and rest at a fire. That's I'm not happy with that. They did that in Embers Adrift, and it was just you're just constantly thinking about having to go and sit at an Ember ring to recover your stamina. I'm not down for that. I hope not. I don't mind sitting at a fire to get a buff, you know, that's fine, but having to do it to recover something. EverQuest didn't have it. I don't know. It's one of those things that seem like a good idea. I'm not saying that's what it is, by the way. I don't know, but it did start to feel tired, and there is a buff thing here. It's one of those things I said before that it sounds like a good idea on paper, but it just breaks up the player's gameplay loop too much, or at least it did in EverQuest anyway. Okay, and so with 2 spawns, a dude over there and a dude over there. Okay. Although actually, someone just said here, how do I find wood for campfires? If it's fairly simple to make yourself a campfire and do it, I guess you can do it when you're medding or whatever. You know, that'd be fine. As long as the gameplay loop's not broken up, so you have to keep going somewhere to do it. No thanks. And even if you're not, even if you don't chop down trees, it's easy for you to get wood and do it. You've got the survival skill, haven't you? So maybe it's part of that. Yeah. I guess as long as the game gives you a solution that you can personally, so the solution that you can personally use, as opposed to Embers Adrift where you had to keep going back to an Ember ring. I think these guys go, wait, yep. Let's brawn up. Oh, that was a big hit. I'm not sure if that was anything to do with my brawn, though. Oh, it looks like maybe brawn allows me to do max damage when it's active. That's good. No, maybe not. I'll just hit for 2. You no longer feel brawn. Yeah, so... Oh, he's got a rusty dagger. Okay. But the other guy has got a spike. Do we only need 1 of those spikes? I'm not sure, actually. We'll take another one anyway. I think there was, she said 3. That bloke had 2. Okay. Maybe you just do that. But we'll go through the whole quest. I'll go and find the dude. The other dude. Oh, they're here, look. There's 2 here. So I think maybe we just killed one. I don't know. Let's wait and see. So we've done the one that goes down the stairs, done the one that goes out that door. So I'm looking for one of these dudes to do a different... Hey John, how you doing? To go a different way. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Well, I think you can. Yeah. I don't know if you needed to be signed up. Go to the website and see if you can get on. I think, yeah, I just downloaded the client. It's the testing started yesterday, and I think it's going on until this evening. I believe. I feel that I'll have to try out a goblin shaman before the end of my time. Yeah. Okay. I think the game already has like I think it's got a hardcore option. I'm not sure if it's got a solo self-found option. These guys are playing Who Blinks First, I reckon. These two dudes. I wonder if it's only at night they go wandering off. I can't remember what she said to me. Was that this bag was what she gave me? I think to put stuff in. Did I need to fill it up, or was it just 3? I don't know. Let's see if I can find her. It's going to be right at the top of my thing. I can't just go straight to the top. Oh, can I? Hang on. No, go straight to the bottom, not straight to the top. Okay. I should have old school. Should have wrote it down, shouldn't I? Okay, next time someone tells me something, I'm writing it down. Oh, there you go. Oh, he's off. So I reckon we need 4 spikes from what she's saying. So we've currently got 3. Because 1 each for these 2, and the one in the inn who goes downstairs, he had 2, so... It'd be pretty cool if you could build a campfire somewhere near where you're hunting. Oh, hello. You turn around then. Near where you're hunting. And maybe when you sit at it, it kind of increases your hit point regeneration or whatever it may be. That'd be pretty cool. This almost feels like it should be a rogue quest. Sneaking around, following someone. Start to feel tired again. Wow, that tiredness comes around quite quickly. Okay, pull. Pull! Oh, for pity's sake. Oh, I did have space in my inventory. Okay, it wasn't counting the bag automatically as space. No, so you actually need to have space in this inventory here. Oops. Pull spike. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got 4 spikes. Do we combine? Okay, no. Okay, well, we'll take them back to... We'll take them back. Yeah, and go from there. I wonder if it's the rangers do the taming. I'm not sure. I know that the druids can turn themselves into a dog. You've also got an archer class, which is quite interesting. You've got a ranger and an archer. So I quite like the way that that's been differentiated between. Archers should be better at ranged, I guess. Maybe the ranger will be more a combination of melee, archery, maybe animals as well, animal taming or whatever. No? I think I'm going the right way back. I need to look at the. I'd like to look at the wizard and an elementalist spell list as well. Obviously, it's probably not. It's not finished yet, but. Yeah, I always felt those 2 classes they were good at certain things. I always felt they kind of got a bit of a bum rap. I think the magicians in EverQuest were just the pets were really interesting, but other than that, not so much. They didn't get enough utility just because of the pet. It's almost like, okay, so you got this great pet. That's kind of all you're getting, really. They were good at nukes. Wizards as well. Wizards always felt they should have some of the spells that the enchanter got. So like a castable mana regen, for example. That always felt quite like a wizard spell as well. But what do I know? Yeah, the base run speed feels pretty nice actually. Yeah, I'm one of those who found the base run speed in EverQuest a bit too slow. This feels quite nice. Someone's pulled a rowdy wench. Well, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be running away from a rowdy wench. There you go. What I like watching most about, I think one of the things that was designed out of MMOs, it started with World of Warcraft, was the videos I enjoy watching, EverQuest videos the most, are just ones where people find wacky things to do, you know. They work out a way of doing something that maybe you're not supposed to do, or they find a way of gaming some system or whatever. They're the most interesting videos, the most interesting things to watch. But I think developers just over design them, and they just design them out of games. Okay, let's see if this is what it's all about. Nope. Nope. Okay. Nope. So I need to fill up the bag. It kind of felt like you get the it feels like you get the quest in the bag and it says you got these 3 dudes, get spikes from them, which I've done. So do I need to fill up the bag with spikes? It wasn't particularly clear that was what I was supposed to do. She doesn't want those items, so she doesn't want 3, she doesn't want 4. So do I actually need to go to the effort of filling up the bag? Let's go and find out. Yeah, it's got a great vibe, and looking at how the different systems are interacting at the moment, the mechanics. There seem to be quite a lot of different. You got loads of factions interacting. There's some interesting skills, like there's a wagoneering trainer and animal taming trainer, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's looking very, very interesting. But for me, as I said before, the big thing in an MMO, and that's why I love EverQuest, is that the gameplay needs to be emergent. There needs to be things that players work out to do that even the devs weren't aware of. And as I said, I think as MMOs have been developed, that kind of stuff has been developed out of MMOs from EverQuest, just very formulaic. Even Ultima Online, you know, can you imagine a modern MMO developer allowing you to tame a dragon and then kill other dragons with it? It's that kind of thing, you know. Or can you imagine a modern MMO developer allowing an enchanter to solo a whole dungeon and stuff? Those are the kind of things that developers have become too concerned with, and so it just ends up with this formulaic MMO where it just feels exactly the same as everyone else. It was this emergent gameplay that made EverQuest such an amazing MMO, and that's what the games need to keep, or that MMOs need to start bringing back. Okay, so we'll kill the dude who goes down into the cellar then again. and fill up the bag and see if that makes any difference. There's no real suggestion of having to kill the mobs twice to get. Maybe it needs to make that. Maybe they need to make that clear in a in the quest. I don't. Maybe I missed it. I don't think she says fill up the bag. So we'll see how we go. Oh, okay. Good. He's very happy to be in a fight, this guy, isn't he? He's got a right little smile on his face. So we've filled up our bag. Let's take that spear. We can probably sell that for next to nothing. Okay. Yeah, I like New World. I discovered a whole new level of addiction for gathering in New World. Literally, whoever designed gathering, and maybe other games have got it and I just hadn't played them, but whoever designed gathering in New World and turned it into like a loot mob type dopamine hit, where you might get a rare, a rare resource, was just genius. And looting chests as well, It was like, not only did you get that dopamine hit from looting a mob and you might get something, but you got it from gathering and opening chests as well. Absolute genius. Yeah, I don't care if it's plagiarism. Every game, every MMO should have that in. It was just like, I just couldn't stop. I still log into New World just to run around and gather and open chests and stuff. It's fantastic. It was a shame that New World... kind of, was a PvP game and they tacked PvP onto it, because unfortunately the PvP in that game is just crippled by its PvP roots, unfortunately. The combat is just not tactical enough. The gameplay is not emergent enough. It's just rotating the same 3 skills on 2 weapons over and over again. It's just not fun. It's not interesting. It's like when the Void Gauntlet first came out. Before it came out, I was really excited because I thought that it would be, maybe it would be more of a PvE weapon. Like we'd be able to summon like a shadow, a void pet or something. Maybe there'd be more crowd control and stuff, but obviously not, because they've got to balance it around PvP. The new flail weapon is the same. It's just so uninteresting. It's just a bit of tanking, bit of healing, because what else could it be? It's... Yeah, it's a shame that if they'd have just gone PvE from the start and really developed the combat around a more deeper combat system with deeper skill trees and stuff, it would have been good. It did flesh out everything really, melee as well. I mean, I enjoyed using the spear, but when you're just rotating the same 2 or 3 skills over and over again for every single mob, it's just becomes quite boring. Works in PvP, because that's kind of what it's designed around, but not. Where am I going? I'm going back to going back to Gale again, is it? Let's see if I can combine the stuff now. No. Okay. She definitely gave me the bag to put them in. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because she said take this bag. Okay. But I think my sensibilities with regards to classic MMOs has kind of it's changed, you know, and I don't, yeah, and I'm not sure if they're for me anymore. To be quite honest with you, I just there are certain classic MMO mechanics that I don't find fun anymore, you know, and I mean I'm not the only one. To be fair, many of you have said it on videos that I've done of other classic MMOs. And as I said earlier on in the video, you know, when you look at the populations of modern indie classic MMOs, they're not doing very well, you know. So, what's your smegging problem? She said she wanted these spikes, right? I can't combine them. I brought them to you. You don't. I've tried 3, 4, and 6. You don't want them. Let's see if it's the other bloke that I've got to turn them into. I think it's still got some development to go. I would probably say for a release, I don't know. You're probably still looking at the years, I guess. A couple of years, maybe more than that. I'm not 100% sure. But it's still like very early in development. I don't think MMOs are over. I think there's what we seem to have are what we don't have is a middle ground that from what I hear on my channel is what people want. So people don't want the modern give you everything straight away, easy kind of experience. But they kind of also don't want the hardcore classic experience. And so what we have at the moment is we have modern MMOs that you know, this group in the middle think are too easy, or you know, they're not hardcore enough. And then you've got MMOs on the other side where developers have tried to create a classically inspired MMO, but they've just gone too far the other way. And there's a massive group of people in the middle who are not being catered for, and no one's catering for them. Oh, stick it up your pipe. So when a developer says we're creating a classically inspired MMO, and they release it and people play it, the people realise, well, actually, this is not what I want. Now, when I say people, I'm obviously generalising, but I've had enough people tell me on the channel, and also if you look at the populations of current indie classically inspired MMOs, they're not doing very well at all, not healthy at all. Project Gorgon has just gone into a state of hibernation from a development point of view, for example. Now I think one of the reasons for that might be because I'm not sure if one of the developers is sick or fell sick, but I think it was financial as well, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Like, if you were talented enough to be able to basically recreate EverQuest with updated graphics, I think that would probably work. Even if you included some of the hardcore aspects of EverQuest. But the games that I've played anyway seem to be taking the hardcore aspects to a more extreme level. And that's just not what people want. That's not what even fans of hardcore MMOs want. Now, again, I'm generalising. There is a small, tiny population. And if you log into Embers Adrift or Shroud of the Avatar or Project Gorgon or whatever it may be, you will find that tiny population is still there. But is that really what? I don't know. It's there's a middle ground that's not being catered for at the moment, who are looking for a more hardcore experience than modern MMOs, but they're currently not finding it within, you know, the classic indie MMO inspired space. That's just how it seems to me anyway, from what you're you know, from what you've told me. Yeah, but I think there is a balance. You know, I think that I would probably say the balance is maybe between EverQuest and the classic MMO and classic WoW. So if you took those two games and you came up with something in between those two, I think that would be it. And I think that's where the majority audience, people looking for a classic experience, I kind of feel that's where they are. You know, that's well, that's how I feel, and that's what, like, you know, as I've gone through the plethora of classic MMOs that have come, classic inspired MMOs that have come out, that's the one thing that I've heard from players. If you're making an MMO for someone in their 30s to 50s, well, for the most part, those people don't have the same amount of time that they've got anymore that they used to have. So I think you're immediately targeting an audience that used to have time, but they don't anymore. Used to have that time, and I think younger players are just not interested. You know, no matter how much we might want them to be or think they are, they're just not. Like, my youngest son loves MMOs, and I've talked to him about trying it, P99 many times, but he doesn't want to, you know. And I think that's where a lot of younger MMO players sit. You know, if you look at the, I don't know, 16 to sort of mid 20s bracket or late 20s bracket, you know, it's not. And I'm not saying that you should develop an MMO for that bracket, but I do feel that sorry, I know I'm just faffing around in game here. I'm not quite sure what I should do next, and I just think that the audience that, like, on the channel, like the amount of people that I've spoken to over the years, we don't always agree eye to eye on everything. You know, some people might prefer a stricter death penalty, some people don't. But in general, I think the feeling is the overall feeling is the same. Is that they're looking for a classic experience, but there are just certain things that they just don't have time for anymore, and you need to. And I think that needs to be taken into consideration, or not. You know, or instead just develop the MMO you want to develop and be happy with your 50 people logged in at a time. If that's what you're, you know, if that's what you're happy with, that's fine. I don't quite know what I'm doing wrong here. She said to kill 3 mobs, get their daggers, and then come back. Now, one of those mobs had 2 daggers. Now, does the quest does the quest require 1 dagger from each mob? So the mob that dropped 2 only needed 1 of his. But if I've got 2 of his ones, if I've got 2 of his in the bag, does that cause a problem? Because I needed 1 from each, and the game is identifying his one as a different one, or even though they're all called the same. Okay. Well, this is somewhat disappointing. And I can't scroll back to the top of the page quickly to read the text again, even though I've done it already once. Okay. Okay. This doesn't want those items. Hang on a minute. Nope. Nope. Well, well, she said to fill up the bag, I think. Let's give her... No, she doesn't want those. Nope. Okay, don't know. Well, I think the idea of the downtime in EverQuest was a bit like, I guess it was a bit like sitting around, you know, it was heavily inspired by tabletop D&D. So I suppose it was heavily inspired by, like when I used to play D&D, you know, we'd have moments where the game would stop and we would talk about life, order of peace, or whatever it may be. So I think it was kind of there to replicate that, and obviously to slow down your progress as well, because they would have had some idea of how fast they wanted you to level, how much experience per hour, or whatever it may be. Does it make you appreciate the combat more? Not really. I think it just. I think it just allowed you to stop and have a chat with your party members, basically, while also slowing the game down to the point that they were happy with the progression that you were making. I think that mechanic's still valid. You know, it's like the only thing I would say is that I wish that. Like maybe the campfire thing. I I kind of wish that there was more for people to do during those downtimes that were like role-playing based. So maybe someone could build a campfire and it does something. Maybe there's some crafting involved, so you can make your own food to give your party members. Just that kind of thing. Just you're not just stopping and sitting. You know, maybe you've got some role-playing type stuff to do as well. That'd be quite interesting. I know that sometimes when we were in groups and have a quest, like people would teach you languages if they had them. I think, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I would like to see more role-playing options in the. Should we start a dwarf or something? I don't know what's going on with this quest. Yeah, I would like to see just some more role-playing stuff to do during the downtime. That would make it quite interesting. What I don't want to see, as I said before, what Embers Adrift did, where Embers Adrift created downtime for you, but it just felt very artificial. So like having to constantly go and repair your equipment, having to go and sit an ember ring, that kind of stuff. It wasn't. Yeah, bards playing songs, you could hear the music. All that would be super duper. I love the dwarfs. Look at that beard. We'll create the dwarf. Oh, there's only 2 faces. The intense one. We'll have the intense looking guy. Bored, obviously. Where's the beard choice? There we go. So we're going to be... Oh, look at that. We're going to be an old timer. Let's try the Paladin. Dwarf Paladin. Attributes. Got no idea what the sensible options are at the moment, so maybe a couple of wisdom, I guess. Select traits. Yeah, that sounds like that sounds sensible. Wow, your health regeneration is increased by 100%. That's not... I like that. I like that a lot. Because while it doesn't even out, you know, the tanks or the hybrids, like, you know, if you're playing a Paladin, you should be able to heal yourself better than an Inquisitor. But I quite like the fact they've given you an option. So like on my Inquisitor, I would definitely choose that. Definitely. I might as well choose it. No, hang on. Can you have a bit of... I don't know about brawn. Is there anything else that feels a bit more... Defender? Hardiness. Yeah. Yeah. Blacksmith, I guess, because I would probably make my armour at some point. Ultra, I'm not sure if Ultra Vision's working, but we'll choose that. There we go. Oh, is that a gelatinous cube, I guess, by the looks of it. Looking up at you going, oh, uh-oh. Oh, there's an earth elemental pet. There we go. Looks nice. Nice model. Exactly what we want. What have we got? Weak heal. Oh, also, on the bard side of things, I always thought it would have been really cool if you could, if you had more, like there was skill, there are abilities where, like if you had a couple of bards in your party, if they played the same, song, maybe with same ability, maybe with different instruments, like. You got like a duo, so you got like an enhanced effect. And the more bards you had playing, the better the effect was. It always felt like it might be quite interesting. So, Paladin start off with a slam, which I guess is like a... and we've got Aura of the Pious, which I guess is probably a buff. And maybe for a raid, if you got like if you stacked a party, like a full party with bards, yeah, then they could play some kind of like raid-wide songs that, yeah, as a group, you had like you had like a super group, musical group. I always thought that would be pretty cool. Probably a nightmare to program, I suppose. There you go. But there's so many things. It's funny how MMOs are proclaimed to be so social and interactive, but there's so many missed opportunities, I feel, from a interaction and social point of view. So, like elementalists or magicians in EverQuest, for example, maybe you can have some spells or abilities where there was like a joint summoning, so maybe two of them summon a pet and it's a stronger pet or some other effect, you know. I think there's so many different abilities, different interactions that are missed. I didn't know. I think I might have missed it, but I didn't notice that. Could dwarves be shaman? I don't think they could. That's a massive error. That's an error. Dwarf shaman. I mean, you know, that's got to be a thing. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go. I'm not sure if like going. I think they've changed the value of the what rusty weapons sell for, but in the necromancer start newbie area, you get loads of skeletons with weapons to sell. Oh, I need to find my trainer as well, actually. Fibold Burlond. That's a proper paladin's name. I think he used to be around here somewhere. I also feel that MMOs, irrespective of what era you're going for, need to have a separate slot for a gathering tool. You shouldn't have to keep changing your weapon out for a gathering tool to every time you come up to something you want to gather. That's you gotta have a separate slot for that. It's funny how your kind of guild mastery type person, I'm assuming that's what they are. You give them your note, but then they turn you on to someone else. A bit further down the ranks, I suppose. Okay, Penitent Knight's coin we need to take to some dude in the inn. Some inn dude. I think Grimsoul was the was he not the innkeeper? He might have been. Oh yeah. Okay, I've got. I guess that's all right. I guess that's the life of a paladin, life of a trainee paladin. Menial task. So I've got to fill in with Beetle's legs, but Beetle's are level 2, I believe. So we'll have to do a bit of leveling first. Okay. Yep, level 2. Oh, it's busier out here. That's faux show. I kind of also feel that like a defensive target is a must-have now as well. So Oops. Press the wrong button. So again, just the sensibilities have changed with regards to MMOs, but I don't want to have to target myself and then heal and then retarget. I just feel that MMO should have a defensive target. Now anyway, so that I can heal myself without having to retarget. It's just annoying. Well, there you go. Like, I'm turning into a right old fart. Maybe it's what everyone wants. Ding, ding. I don't really have enough time to play today, I suppose. To actually get anywhere, I mean. It'd be cool to work for a development company. Kind of be like the, I don't know, but like social media type thing, I guess. You know, where you created content to show off the game as it was in development and stuff. But I guess they kind of do that already, don't they? On there, to a certain extent, on their channel. Oh, B's the key to just to auto. Fair enough. Yes, I need to change my tool. I don't tell me I need to put down my torch as well. Oh, okay. Hammer and chisel. Is that... I picked blacksmith. Oh, it's blacksmithing. Oh, okay, so I haven't got a mining whatever yet. Okay. Fair enough. I wonder how busy the American servers are. That's where all the action is, I guess. Oh, a shifty. There's a shifty gnome. I guess I wonder if he gives you... Did he give you less money for stuff. Doesn't matter at the moment. I'm just clearing out my bag, really. Can you believe it's 2 p.m. in the UK at the moment, in the afternoon, and it's already getting quite dark. I know there's some countries where you may be where that doesn't happen, but in the UK, yeah, by about 4 p.m. in the winter, it is basically dark. There's a few people talking about quests and stuff, like class quests in the chat. Again, I guess it's another one of those balance things, isn't it? Where you don't want to make it too obvious, but you still want it to be. You still want people to be able to, you know, work it out reasonably. It is, yeah. There's a lot that's very similar to EverQuest, unsurprisingly, but yeah, it's I did wonder at one point whether, because of the sort of company they are, whether is it Daybreak Games still, whether they would have some sort of issue with it, but. Actually, I kind of feel that, can I buff someone? I'm not sure. Maybe I can. I was just thinking that that regeneration skill would be good for any class, really, even a healer. Why not? You're going to be sitting down at some point. A goblin necromancer. That looks like a great combination. Yeah, someone not finding the starter class quests fun. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to balance that. Okay, can we solo a beetle, or do we need to get to level 3? Well, maybe, if we're lucky. If the RNG gods are willing. Maybe not. We did it. Nice. Fire beetle leg. Okay, well, that was a good start. There also used to be like a bone chip turning quest. I'm assuming it's still around. Yeah, I mean, a classic MMO is not going to be for everyone. Even for people who used to play classic MMOs back in the day. As I said before, I think there is a balance to be struck between the old formula and something a bit more modern. I think what happens is if you go to the Discord channel for games like Embers Adrift or Shroud of the Avatar or Project Gorgon or whatever it may be, is that there are a small group of people who are gatekeeping those games, because that, irrespective of how many people are playing or not playing, that's how they want it to be. And they try to hide it under the, oh well, I'm respecting the developer because that's what they want, but really that's horse shit in my opinion. They're just gatekeeping the game. Anyone who comes in with any kind of slightly different opinion as to how the game's going or whatever it may be is immediately shut down, you know, in quite a toxic way. Okay, that's our second leg. We're going well. There were some aggro jackals around here just now, but they seem to have moved on a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure about enforcing it. I mean, in EverQuest I often play first person. I think as long as the option's there and it works pretty well. Oh, come on now, I'm just moving the camera around. Maybe it could be an option though, like a lot of games now are doing. You can actually choose a hardcore character or a solo self-found character or whatever it may be. Yeah, maybe you could have that option. So an option is to just to play in first person for that, and that character, you know, that might be quite interesting. Oh, is it? Oh man. I kind of thought to myself, like, why am I having to kill level 2 mobs? What the hell? That's what I get for not reading the bloody quest text properly. Yeah, of course. Oh, Howry wants us to clear out his basement. It's obvious now. Thanks, mate. Okay. Oh, awesome. Great. Okay, mate. Thanks very much. Right, some of my earlier moaning about the Inquisitor quest, getting stuck and not being able to read the text is invalid. I saw these pesky little beetles earlier. Seems indifferent. Are they indifferent to their friends getting smacked? Yes, they seem to be. Ah, there we go. If I can make a request one day, maybe. If I've got my inventory open and I loot something and then pick it up, it kind of closes my inventory. I'm not sure if there will be a way just to leave the inventory open permanently. In this situation, it's just because I want to put the leg straight into the bag. Oh, there we go. So, oh, is it because... Ah, okay. So if there's still an item on the mob, then it leaves it open. Ah. Two intact legs. I'm assuming we don't need those. Actually, I guess in this situation, if I just loot it, it'll automatically go into that bag anyway because my inventory is full. No, it didn't. Did it not? Ah, so it's stacked there. So, okay. No. Maybe I don't combine it. Oh no, what am I doing? I just picked broken legs. He says intact legs. Holy smokes. What are you doing with your life, Bob? At least I can stack those. Nope. Nope. You actually wrote intact legs. I read it as broken. What is wrong with me? age creeps up on you quickly, doesn't it? Suddenly, that's your lot. Oh, the cellar goes down deeper. Oops. There we go. Yeah, you can. It's you can just go as far as you want, can't you? You could have a something underneath the cellar, after the cellar. Was it EverQuest Next where they were talking about having an underground section that was kind of like the same as the overground, where you could link through and stuff? I think you've got some of that in here, haven't you, at the moment? I mean, intrigued by the animal taming trainer ever since I saw it, Sean. I don't know if is that class specific to ranger or druid, or is animal taming a skill you pick up that anyone can use, or is that undecided or not, or is that a mind your own business for now kind of thing? Well, I guess it could be a Beastmaster skill or a profession. Cool. Do you think the pets will be like of an equivalent to like a Beastmaster pet or something, or are they going to be more? Do you think they'll be more cosmetic? I guess will they be combat usable? I suppose is the. Music is awesome. It really lulls you to a. It really lulls you into like a nice frame of mind. Very ASMR. There we go, that's better. Oops. Oh. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I guess maybe it makes more sense for like maybe something like the Beastmaster to be able to maybe expand their repertoire. I'm not sure if you're going to have different pets other than rats for a Beastmaster example, but I guess that's kind of. Yeah. Okay, let's return to Fulton with our food. Hey, got our tunic for our. Oh, nice. Let's go. What have we got coming up? Wow. Restorative smite. Restorative smite. I like the sound of that one. Yeah, sure thing, mate. Go for it. Oops. Okay, got some passives here, looks like. There we go. This guy used to do, if anyone's watching and is going to be playing, this guy did like a, I think he still does, like a bone chips turn-in quest. I have come seeking salvation. I am a new adventurer. Yeah, I think he does some. I think from what I can remember, I think you can kind of turn in as many as you like. So let's turn in 5, see what happens. Yeah. Yes, I did expect there to be a continuation. I think he did say to come back. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did expect there to be a continuation of the quest. Yeah, but I mean, him telling me to come back soon is fine. If maybe maybe I need a level or so. I mean, maybe some players might say, "Can you be more specific?" But I mean, I guess that's where the Paladin spells and trainer are. So you're going to be going back there anyway. So what I would do in this situation is just just check with him every time I came back. Well, every level I'd come back and check it, see what the situation was. So should I have asked Fulton about his son? I mean, to be honest with you, if I wasn't streaming, I probably would have done if I wasn't thinking about streaming. Yeah, I probably would have read this and maybe mentioned it to him. I'm not sure if that's what you. I've just noticed. I was wondering why restorative strike was off on cooldown, but I just noticed it. Yeah, it's shares with slam, so that's fine. No, I think I would have taken a lot more notice of the text if I wasn't streaming. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's what you're alluding to, but yeah, about the sun. Yep, definitely. Yeah, no, I don't think that was too opaque. I think I was just because I was streaming. Yeah, I mean, I still don't. Uh, I was just about to say, actually, like I still don't really find it. I'm not. I'm still not terribly comfortable when I'm streaming, for whatever reason. Yeah, well, at least it looks. At least it looks like I am. I suppose it's a good thing. I'm not sure if you were here before, but earlier on I was kind of talking about the, I guess, the trials and tribulations of creating an indie MMO with a classic flavour, and how, yeah, the current efforts just don't seem to have grabbed as many people's attention as maybe there is like an audience for. And why that is, like where is the kind of like the balance between yeah, like going full in classic, or maybe even taking it to more of an extreme. And because my youngest son kind of loves MMOs, but his first MMO was World of Warcraft, like the classic version. And that's what he loves. And I for years I tried to get him to play P99, but it just wasn't. I think it was a reputation thing, his assumption of what P99 was like. And I said to him, it's not particularly. I don't think the gameplay is particularly harder. I think you have more options available to you from a toolbox point of view. But yeah, just like where that balance is and how you balance it, really. Because I think that yeah, as I said, like just my experience of playing a lot of indie MMOs and comments that people have left on the channel, whatever they're currently doing is just not sticking with I kind of think the intended audience, that my audience kind of should be the intended audience for the games currently available to play, but they're just not, for whatever reason, they're just not sticking. Sometimes I wonder if that kind of like WoW developer meme is true in this case, where you think you want something, but actually when you're given it, it's maybe you don't. I don't know. I think part of it is to do with the fact that like the target audience just does. Oh, hey, it's the first time I've done that. That is cool. That's a somersault. Can you do the animation so if you jump backwards, he kind of jumps backwards? That'd be awesome. Yeah, but I think the intended audience doesn't have as much time as they used to have. So even though it's still the intended audience, they've got less time to dedicate to the game. If you're in your between your 30s and 50s kind of thing. Yeah, but it's a tough one. My sensibilities have changed a fair bit. I guess as to what I can tolerate from an old school mechanics point of view. But from your point of view, I guess from a balancing and what you want, it's a tricky one. But then kind of, I guess as the audience, we don't really have any idea what the developers' intentions are, really, particularly from like a population point of view. Is like 50 to 100 people logged in at once. Is that what the expectation is? Is that viable financially? It's I think I just tripped the zone line there, didn't I? Yeah. I was looking for fire beetles, but... because I seem to be able to deal with those, and they're level 2. Yeah, my 4090 is just undervolted. So it's pretty good in that regard at the moment. Yeah, see, I mean, I know that like like for even like big modern MMOs like WoW and stuff, the numbers were not what they were. You know, but when I look at some of the numbers for the current games that we can actually play, the number, it just doesn't seem. Yeah, I just wonder. I mean, obviously, I don't expect you to have the answer. I want to give the answer, but I just, yeah, when I log into the games, you see 20 people logged in or 50 people logged in, even off peak. I just think, is that, you know, is that viable? I don't know. But there's always, you know, I guess there's always, I mean, at the moment there seems to be quite a theme of, so when you look at Project Gorgon, for example, I think you've got like, although they've currently gone into sort of like some sort of hibernation mode for various reasons, you know, you've got like I think you've got one developer and or one developer and their partner, you know, so I guess from a financial point of view, it's not. Anyway, you know, not stuff that's important at the moment. Yeah, I think a lot of that interest should come from like more like horizontal progression. Like I've looked around at. So, you know, say I level to 50 or whatever the cap is, you know, I've looked around and I'm not sure how much you're going to invest or how much you can invest in them at first, but I'm looking around and I'm looking at the things that are piquing my interest are NPCs I'm seeing that, so animal breeding, riding, you know, that I think that's what we're often missing at the moment, is that kind of progression that doesn't necessarily mean your character getting to another level. It's more about what else is available to do. I noticed there's a wagoneering kind of like NPC. You know, those are the things that I'd be more interested in from a progression point of view, and like kind of interesting things to do as opposed to, you know, like just increasing the level cap or whatever it may be. Obviously, it depends on how deep those systems are, but. Yeah, like animal taming. I mean, I'd love to buy some supplies from him or whatever it is, and go out into the world. And they're a bit like WoW used to be. Like maybe there's an animal that I can tame that is a bit rare, or a bit like a quest, for example, where I need to do a certain thing to spawn the animal, get it to spawn, and tame it. And maybe it's got a unique look or some unique skills or whatever it may be. I used to enjoy that in WoW, but I think at some point in WoW they kind of equalised all the pets, didn't they? So they were kind of all the same. Yeah, that's the kind of progression that I would be interested in, but it's just me, you know. I don't know. I think there's a certain type of MMO player that are just interested in the next level, and they're interested in the next raid. Yeah, like one of my best experiences in EverQuest on P99. It was actually quite recently. It was a few years ago, where I was doing some shaman. I was just doing some shaman totemic armor quests, and where you have to spawn Grizzle Knot in one of the Karanas, and it was awesome because I actually worked it out myself. Mostly, you know, I kind of found the mobs and I followed the mobs and their spawning patterns and worked out what mobs I had to kill or wherever it was, and that was yeah, that was awesome. That sort of stuff I think is missing from MMOs. That the discoverability, you know, that kind of. Sorry, I know I'm just, for everyone else watching, I know I'm just running around at the moment, but I'm. Poor diseased rat looks very diseased now. He's a very strange colour, and of course I'm diseased. How long is that going to last? Got rabies. Yeah, that content that you need to do this, or whatever, you know, put a pancake on your head at night under a full moon type thing. You know, that's always the most interesting type of content, I think. I've got to be Indiana Jones there for a minute. I saw this stonework underneath the sand. I thought, was that a map? Is that a layout of something? Got to be Indiana Jones there. Oh. It ran through me to aggro that person there. Poor chap. Now he's come back again. Let's run around to the dungeon, shall we? For anyone who hasn't seen the dungeon yet. Are you going to add a tool belt or a tool option, a tool, Sean, or are you going to, or do we have to sort of change? I'm massively in favour of a separate tool thing, so you don't have to keep swapping them around. But it's just lazy, I guess. I'm loving the goblin model so far. And a dwarf, actually. I keep asking you questions for stuff you maybe don't want to answer. Just say, mind your own business. If I'm asking anything that. I like the fact you can turn your candle or your torch on, and you get like a little burning sound as it comes on. That's pretty cool. Lots of corpse at the entrance. What do you want? Try not to get in anyone's way. I think there's a aroma around here, or there used to be. Lovely lighting. Lighting's really good. Skeletal cleric. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's still the same, but you had to, like, rather than running up to like an ore node and then having to equip your pickaxe, just keep you know, keep kind of changing it over every time you wanted to kind of mine something. I was wondering if there was going to be like a separate slot, I guess, for a pickaxe, for example, so I can run up to an ore node and just mine it rather than swapping things out. I love the artwork as well. Or if not that, I'm not sure if you can do it, but maybe I can kind of hotbar my pickaxe, for example, so I can just select it, mine, then swap back to the sword kind of thing. Yeah, it's kind of a lazy thing, but yeah, after a while it kind of got to a point where I just got a bit, it just can become a bit frustrating running up to a node and just swapping the thing in, you know, to mine it, and then swapping back to your weapon again. Just, but I mean, maybe that's just me. Yeah, maybe a little belt to put stuff on, and you can kind of select it from the UI rather than kind of going into your inventory. Drag the slots. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, definitely. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's winter. Things kind of go a bit pear-shaped again in winter. Yeah, but summer was improved, so. Yeah, there we go. Simple as that. Yeah, but I want, so I can do that with the sword that I've got equipped. So if I wanted to quickly swap to a mining pick and swap back again, I don't seem to be able to do it from the inventory. Yeah, the weapon that I had equipped did. So I guess if I could, if I had a, if I had a pickaxe in my inventory, and if I could do it from there as well, that would mean I could just switch between the two from the hotbar maybe. Okay, mate. Yeah, what I do is I go and at some point I go and find a miner trainer and grab myself a pickaxe and see if I can hotbar that as well. Thanks, mate. Thanks for popping by. We'll see if we can do a bit of mining. I'll go and try and check out the our mining trainer. Let's go and turn in those bone chips first for a little bit of XPs. Actually, I think we could just turn them in as a stack. Yeah. So I've just noticed that my maximum stamina has gone down, and I'm assuming that that's what the campfire buff was for. And I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Because of the embers adrift thing, where your maximum stamina eventually went down until you had to go to a ring, and it, for me, it just took me out of my gameplay loop too often. Although that's not being near this campfire is not doing anything. But if you can build campfires, if it's part of the survivalist skill where you can build campfires outside of that, then yeah, that'd be fine if we can take our camps with us, as it were. Oh, I think I've just got enough to buy a. Just got enough to buy a mining pick. Oops. Yeah, that doesn't look like that works, because if I click the mining pick, it just picks it up again. Also, although, can you do that? Okay, yeah, so you can quick swap them. Okay, that works. Yeah, as I was saying though, we've spoke about it before, the stamina going down thing. But I hope it's not something where it breaks up your loop, where you have to keep going, coming back to a certain place to get your stamina back. If we can do it in the field, then that's fine. You can do it as part of your. You feel the warmth. Okay, warmth of the hearth enveloping you. Cool. Let's see if my stamina goes back up again. Maybe my stamina is low because I'm diseased, actually. I guess it could be that as well. Maybe it's that then, yeah. Maybe the half thing is just a new thing at the moment. It's not really implemented. It's not telling me if it's a buff or whatever. Let's see if the Paladin trainer's got a cure disease for me. Do you have a cure disease? Oh, you do, level 3. I can't buy it yet. Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, so you can do like a little quick slot thing. That's better. That's better than having to go into your inventory and do it. I'm thinking about all the things I want to do now. I just want to play the game, but hopefully we'll get another test at some point soon, maybe after Christmas. Right, let's go and see if we can mine some stuff. How's my inventory looking? Yeah, not so good. Should have put some stuff in the bank probably. The other thing that I kind of mentioned before that's a bit of a concern as well, I'm not sure that having to compete with loads of players for a node spawn is a fun experience again. You know, maybe that's what we're used to, are we? I don't think we are, not from EverQuest anyway. I guess I kind of understand it from a PvP aspect if it's a PvP game, but like being like gate kept from crafting because, you know, someone sitting on a node or whatever is not a fun prospect. I'm not even sure if it's a hardcore element or a classic element, really. I think it's kind of more of a design thing where it doesn't feel realistic, you know, because there will be a lot of people who just won't be able to craft because they just won't be able to gather the resources. I guess maybe that then creates like an economy where you buy it, but what about if you enjoy the gathering? You know, it's yeah, all these things are tough balance. I think I've said this before, and I've kind of played New World is maybe a way of what would you call it? So obviously you still have the node spawn time you have to wait for, but each node is individual to you. It's like an instance. So you've got a chance to gather and craft if you want to off your own back. Hey Don, how you doing, mate? Ah, so my stamina has gone back up to maximum. I'm not sure if it was due to that visiting the inn or not. I love the look of the Elementalist pet, kind of like a souped up version of the classic EverQuest one. Really awesome. I mean, this game really looks at kind of like scratching that classic EverQuest itch. It just feels so familiar, but not in a way that feels like it's just copying it. It's got its, I said before, it's got its own lore and style and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just got that nice gameplay feeling. Yeah, as I said, it feels really nice. It feels certainly the closest to the EverQuest experience that we get on P99. There's a stack of fire beetle spawns there. I wonder if they're social aggro. I bet they probably are. Oh, the zone line's just there. Oh, I don't think I can attack it. No. The dwarf barrel roll, or barrel somersault I should say, is awesome. As I said, it'd be just great if they could, like when you're running backwards and you do a roll, it kind of rolls backwards rather than forwards. Oh, malachite. Don't want to drop that. Need a bloody bag. Oh, I'm not going to use... Let's drop my cloth scraps. I'm not going to use them. I think there might be a spawn or two around here somewhere, but there we go, there's one. Well, I think I'm probably going to stop soon, but what I'll do first is I will go and have a... We'll go and create a little goblin, because I quite like the looks of the goblin models. They kind of reminded me of Cornish piskies. Let's do that now. Oh. I think what I like about the game as well is it already feels quite dense. A lot of different classes available to play. Lots of interesting mechanics not in yet, but kind of, as I said before, lots of interesting NPCs. Looks like there's going to be some good horizontal expansion. Different things to do. So goblins can be Beastmasters and Shaman. Let's go Beastmaster, shall we? But we'll definitely choose Ninja Warrior. Oh, so they've all got different ones. Cool. We'll definitely choose Regeneration. What is Ninja Warrior? Better at throwing. Ah, excellent. I will start off better at whacking things. Makes sense. Minor, yeah, actually, no, I don't think. I think. What do I wear? Leather armor? Leather worker? Ultra vision. Is my name not good? There we go. Look at that dwarf image. That's awesome. If you can get that real proper dwarf cleric look actually in game, that would be great. That robe is amazing. I think dwarves can be some of the casters as well, like enchanters and stuff maybe. So yeah, dwarf in a robe. That's got to be. That's going to be good. Little sneaksy. So we start off with a heal, an attack, and an attack spell. I've started off with a trainee level workers kit, so that's cool. Okay. So we're actually a fair trot away from the trainer, I think. Actually, no, are we? I think it might be just around here, actually. We'll see how much our first rat pet costs. I like some of the model effects as well. Like you get a backpack and you put it on your back, and it's, you know, it actually shows up on your model and stuff. That's really cool. Okay, is this the dude? Okay. Okay, so I need some. I've got my tunic, guild tunic. I need some. Rat's fats and jackal teeth. 2 each. Let's see what abilities we've got. First rat pet, level 1 is 35 copper. It's quite hard to get 35 copper actually as a new player. And little voices as well. The lighting's gorgeous in the game, it really is. Hopefully that's coming across on the video. I wonder if this is meant to be a newbie area at some point. There's kind of a couple of mobs, but nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. If the Necromancer Guild guards are aggressive or not. I imagine this is quite a busy place for players to level at. Wow. Well, so much so there are no spawns. Yeah, so the guards are not aggro. No mobs though. It's weird. Must be a bug. Weird. just not hitting, doing any damage. It's funny because I started with 10 swordsmanship skill as well, didn't I? Because of one of the, I know it's RNG, but even so. Just kept missing. Sure, I started with corpse run. Serves me right for coming all the way out here for a and dying. And having to do a corpse run. Oh no, that's not my one. Okay, well, folks, I think I've had enough now. I'm going to cut the stream. Yeah, it's a shame I didn't really get. I didn't really get a chance to play as much as I'd like to have done to get to like a level where maybe we could have gone into the dungeon or whatever. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's still a game that I'm really looking forward to. Really looking forward to. It's just got the nice feel. It's got a nice EverQuest feel to it. Nice EverQuest flow. And it seems to have a lot of interesting systems and mechanics in there that maybe EverQuest didn't have, like the animal taming, like wagoneering, whatever that is. You know, riding. Yeah. So looking good, lots of interesting classes to play. I think, as I said before, it's got EverQuest vibe, but if you're looking for something that's not exactly EverQuest and it's, you know, it's doing its own thing, but it's just more of a feeling it's got, which I think is nice. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I think the test ends this evening. Well, this evening, if you're in American time. So yeah, go and maybe sign up and try and download it and give it a go. It's not a huge download actually. So yeah, we today my property has finally got FTTP, so I've put in my order for that, and it's actually coming on my birthday, which is the 21st. They're coming to install it, which is cool. I went for the 900 meg. There's the fastest that they did. So I can finally download games super dupery rather than setting the download going and then sometimes waiting till the next day to actually play it. Yeah, so that'd be cool. Looking forward to that. But you know, I'm always excited for small things. There you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.